Tonight on SportsCorner, the men's Final Four wrapped up this weekend where UConn kept their streak alive. We tell you what this says about their team and their chances in the championship.
The Cleveland Guardians took 2 out of 3 against the Cubs in their home opener series. We'll see what bats got hot for Cleveland in the series win.
And over the weekend, we saw a great showcase in the men's Final Four. Michigan put up an impressive performance against Arizona to advance. We have the details as a brand new episode of SportsCorner starts right now. From the Franklin Hall studio on the campus of Kent State University, this is SportsCorner alongside Maddox Miller. I'm Evan Schofield, and Maddox, Kent State sports never really do sleep, do they?
You are absolutely right, Evan. And we're in baseball season, so a lot of action on the diamonds, but we still had some action on the mats.
Yes, we did, Maddox. There's very inspiring stuff from the Kent State gymnastics team. So 3 individuals from Kent State gymnastics competed in the NCAA Lexington Regional on Friday. Charlie Benner led the Flashes on vault with a 9.900 score that tied her for second place overall. It was the highest vault score of the day. Benner also scored a 9.75 on uneven bars. Heidi Schultz tied 15th overall on balance beam with a 9.750. Jersey Bingman, finished with a 9.625 on vault in her NCAA Regionals debut. This is the end of the season for the gymnasts, and we will miss you, Bryce Biggins.
Kent State's softball team beat Bowling Green 5-2 to finish a clean sweep of the 3-game series and stay undefeated at home. Erilyn Nogue had a standout game, getting 3 hits, scoring 3 times, and reaching her 100th career hit. Nogue was just a home run short of completing a full cycle. The Flashes played aggressively, stealing 4 bases throughout the game. Bowling Green responded, but Kent State was quick to hold the lead. The win was secured by pitcher Meadow Ferry. The Flashes will face their rival Akron in a midweek series starting tomorrow.
Impressive stuff from the team. Speaking of the baseball team, the Flashes baseball team had a series sweep as well this past weekend versus Ohio University, scoring 42-8 across all 3 games. The team scored 7 of the 9 innings, building their lead before Ohio scored a few single home runs in the 6th. Pitcher Ben Rabatin stayed undefeated, earning his 4th win after pitching 5 solid innings. Luke Matthews also stood out, registering 3 hits, 2 stolen bases, and 4 runs. The Flashes will play against Akron this Wednesday, April 8th at Schoonover Stadium, 6 p.m.
Finishing things up, the Kent State lacrosse team honored its seniors on Senior Day Saturday at home against Robert Morris. Unfortunately, the Flashes fell short to the Colonials, losing the game 8-5. Lizzie Lundeen and Zeta Crumpton scored the first 2 goals, and with a 2-1 lead heading into the second quarter, but the Colonials picked it back up, winning the game 8-5. The Flashes' next game will be Tuesday morning against Florida State at Dick Stadium.
3 days ago, Kent showed the sports world just how much of a community it is. On Friday afternoon, the Kent State football team showed up to the Kent State softball team's game versus Bowling Green in full pads after their spring practice. The video went viral online on SportsCenter, and after the Kent State football social page posted the video of the team jumping up and down, bringing their energy to a max. The softball team, you ask, they went on to beat the Falcons 7-6, getting the doubleheader sweep.
Well, Evan, like we said, a ton of action on the diamond, and so to help sort it through, we welcome our very own Michael DiFilippo and our associate producer who has decided to join us on the desk, Isabella Galloway.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
I want to start with you, Galloway. Softball, very impressive set against the Bowling Green Falcons. What worked for them to kind of continue their home success, and what are things that they should take to finish off the rest of the season successfully?
Well, I think the 2 things that were their advantages were minimizing their errors and capitalizing on their at-bats. Game 2 against Bowling Green, they had no errors and they saw no runs batted in from Bowling Green. Same with the 9-0 game against Monmouth in February. There were no errors and no runs batted in from Monmouth. As far as capitalizing on their at-bats, When they were down 5-0 in the fourth, game 1 against BG, Gabby Quinn persevered and paved the way for 3 runs to be batted in from the Flashes that inning. She saw a homer in the 6th. She went 3 for 3 with her at-bats and ultimately won the game, ending 7-6 for Kent State.
Yeah, so capitalize on the at-bats, prevent the errors. Michael, what are some other things that you could highlight from this softball team?
I feel like they went on a complete, rebuild. They lost a few seniors, and to be honest, they weren't all that great. And they've really developed their young players as they've already improved their win total from last year. And I feel like the future is going to be bright for the softball team.
Yeah, I mean, being undefeated at home is very impressive, Evan.
Yeah, 100%, especially when you're taking advantage of errors from other teams in pitching. We saw that there were a lot of walks in the series from the Flashes. We saw 12 walks, pitching errors from BG, a lot of things to take advantage of. So when you can take advantage of those things and you can, execute well on those errors, that's definitely a strength of this softball team as we move forward, for sure.
Yeah, but now moving to the baseball side of things, they're one of the best teams in the MAC conference. And they've had some ups and downs, though. A rough series against Miami. They bounced back with this series against OU. Galloway, again, what are we looking at here for this baseball team? What do they need to keep doing to continue to succeed?
I think a big part of this team is Sawyer Solitario. He's a big part of this team. He had 2, 2, and 3 RBIs across the 3-game series. He leads the team in batting average, slug percentage, RBIs, doubles, home runs, total bases, hits. I mean, this guy's like marriage material for the Flashes.
He is the Flashes. He's kind of their powerhouse.
He's doing a lot for them. Michael, what are some other things you're seeing from the baseball team?
I feel like if they could just stay successful, take it one game at a time, there's a lot of good moments to look back at, they've absolutely dominated Ohio, they've won the series against a ranked team from a power conference. And I just feel like, looking back at good stuff, but there's still always things that they could absolutely improve with, just take it one game at a time.
Yeah, but what they're good at for sure is having that team efficiency. You have solid hitters, all over your roster. It's not only Sawyer Solitario, you have Luke Matthews doing good things. You have a lot of other players just getting hits, getting RBIs, getting runs. But that's about all the time we have to talk about Kent sports. So thank you, Galloway. Thank you, Michael, for joining us tonight. But we'll take you NCAA to the collegiates. The UCLA Bruins took down the South Carolina Gamecocks in a whopping victory for the NCAA title. We'll tell you what this means to the program and more next.
And we are in the final week of the NBA's regular season. So with playoffs around the corner, we'll head to the round table as SportsCorner goes around the association.
Registration for Lavender Celebration is open now. Lavender Celebration is a historic pre-commencement ceremony held to honor queer graduating students. Now hosted by Pride Kent, this event will be held on April 30th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the Kent State Student Center Ballroom with a community reception at 5. Join us for a free dinner and award ceremony with keynote speakers and watch the graduates walk the stage and receive our iconic rainbow stoles. Bring your friends, family, and absolutely anyone, regardless of how you identify. Scan the QR code or go to the link below and register today. Registration closes April 20th.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying. Can you help me?
Mom, Dad, we're going out. Thank you.
Oh, look, they're playing chess.
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
She's real sick, huh? Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
You heard him. Organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
Welcome back. Well, we are inching closer to the NCAA Men's Championship, just about a half an hour away. But before we can get into that, we brought in Ryan Mead and Matthew McConaughey to break down the Final Four. We're going to get started in Indianapolis, Indiana. Michigan taking on Arizona, a battle of the 1 seeds to see who can book their ticket to the national championship. 28-21 here. Wildcats trying to come back down 7. Motias Krivas going to hit that jump hook. And I'm telling you right now, this is the only Arizona highlight, as it was all Wolverines. Namari Burnett getting that pretty reverse layup to go. Elliot Cadeau now going to kick it up to Burnett. Burnett with the 3, going to miss, but Morez Johnson Jr. going to throw that one down with about a minute to go in the first half. Second half, 62-41, and a dive. Mara throwing it down Shaq style. Rack attack for the big fella. 26 points for the Spaniards. 64-41 now. 69-45. Cadeau going to look. A little step back here. 3-ball. He'd finish with 13 points and 10 assists for the UNC transfer. 74-47. The freshman Trey McKinney going to get this 3 to go. 16 points for him. Michigan dominates and wins this one 91-73. Wolverines on to the national championship.
Taking you over to the other Final Four match, we got Illinois fighting Illini and the UConn Huskies. Winner moves on to the championship. We'll start with a tip pass here, and Tomislav Ivasic goes downtown for the 3, giving Illinois the lead, 22-21. Second half, 16 to go. Silas Demery, court pass, solo ball for 3. What a pass there, 36-47. 5:07 to go. Andrei Stojakovic playing Superman there, making it a 4-point game. 4:14. Keaton Wagler, bad 3 miss. Ivasic, he'll just miss that. Ivasic now going to try to keep it inbounds, and that's a steal from Karaban, and ball with the finish just going down there. Now Wagler going to have a chance to go through traffic here, make up for his missed shot earlier, just going through traffic, scooping it home there. 59-63 with 57 seconds to go. Demery, Braylon Mullins, what do you have, young man? Can UConn take down Illinois? Yes, they can. They do that. 71-62. They face Michigan later tonight. What a group of games. Certainly a lot to look at from these games as we head into the championships. Appreciate you guys for coming on. So let's just start with the obvious. We got a big game tonight. Michigan, UConn, happening at what? 8:50 tip off. So I guess give me your general thoughts, predictions, anything like that. Ryan, you want to start us off?
I think this is probably one of the best games we could have gotten of the Final Four. I definitely think that the key to this game is the size of Michigan, and I think that that's going to be what's going to probably bring them ahead of UConn. UConn has the experience, but at the same time, it's not the same team. It's just really the coach. Dan Hurley's a great coach. But what do you think, Evan?
Yeah, it's a tough battle because, these teams are both very good in the paint. UConn's a very methodical, very efficient offense that kind of forces opponents into a lower possession game. They want to slow down Michigan. They want to take things away from them. Matthew, what are you thinking about this game?
It's going to come down to how UConn can utilize their offensive players.
Yeah.
Their highest scorer only averages 14 points a game, and this Michigan team is ranked top 10, even top 3 in a lot of aspects, offense and defensively. So it's going to come down to how UConn can move the ball and get open shots against this Michigan team. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, it's just tough because Michigan's a very all-around team. They are top 10 in both offensive and defensive rating. And UConn, very good defense that we saw against Illinois, that we saw against Duke, but their offense has come up to questions at point. This is a Michigan team that scored 90+ in every tournament game they've had.
Yeah, they've won every game by double digit.
Yes, and they're the first team ever to score 90+ in 5 NCAA tournament games, so it's really going to be interesting to see. I personally have the Wolverines winning this one. I'm pretty sure Matthew and I have been we've been going with Michigan since the start of the tournament. I think you were on the Duke train,
and I think
you were
Arizona
Wildcats.
Train.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, who do you guys have coming out of this game?
I definitely think Michigan's going to be able to pull this off. I think Michigan just has the size advantage and maybe not the experience, but I think they're just a better team.
Yeah, I think I'm going to tumble in our brackets. I think Michigan's going to take this one. You're going to beat me here.
Yes.
UConn, they're shooting, especially from Alex Karabin, hasn't been up to par. He's been a little, I guess, on the worse side of it.
I gotta ask, if UConn comes out on top in this one, what does this mean for UConn's legacy going forward?
It means I think it means they're one of the greatest. I mean, they might be the greatest modern-day college basketball program if they win their third national championship. Now, something we didn't talk about, Yaxel Lendeborg, Big Ten Player of the Year, the best offensive player for Michigan, is dealing with some injuries. Do we think that'll slow down this Michigan team, or does it just not really matter, Matthew?
I don't think it matters, to be honest. This Michigan team is just a fundamental basketball team. Like you said, they've won games by, double digits?
Double digits every single game.
Every single game. It's going to be really tough for this UConn team to slow down the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're all very excited to see what happens tonight with the men's championship, but the women's natty already took place. So, Ryan, you want to take us through this one?
Oh, yeah, of course, Evan. So the women's national championship game took place in Phoenix, Arizona with UCLA and South Carolina. Now, the Final Four for this year for women's was a lot of people talking about the game before with UConn and South Carolina, but this game was all UCLA to start off as Kiki Rice, 10 points in this game, gets that 3 there to give UCLA the lead. And now Gianna Neepkins is gonna be able to get a 2 here. She's gonna step back 2, is gonna give UCLA a big lead. But South Carolina, it's not gonna go away that easy, as a steal here by Tiana Lotson, and she is gonna be able to get a quick 2. An impressive play there, stealing the ball. UCLA had a big lead in this game though, and this is gonna be stolen away. And this is gonna be a big deep pass to Gabriel Jaquez, and she is gonna get a big 2 right there. 21 points for her in this game, but UCLA at this point, they had a 99% chance to win, and this was going to go to UCLA here as another 3 is going to extend the lead even further. UCLA getting their first women's national championship.
A very impressive win for the Bruins, especially because this South Carolina team, I said it last week, probably the last hope against UConn, and they got the job done. And unfortunately, that seems to be where the big story is coming out of. This national championship maybe getting bypassed a little because UConn's head coach just, I'm going to put it plainly, kind of crashing out at the end there towards Don Staley. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Ryan, what do you got for us?
It was such a weird situation because you review all the footage and you couldn't really figure out what his issue was. I think it was just kind of something where he was mostly trying to take away from South Carolina's win. And I think that overall, I think that he was, he's obviously a great coach, but I think he just made one big mistake.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Do you want to go next?
Yeah, Matthew.
I'll take over. No matter what happens on the court, off the court, there are so many better ways to handle it than crashing out after the game. I mean, if they didn't shake your hand before the game, you go up, shake the hand, you go up into the post-game talk, and you explain what happened, why you're upset. There's so many better ways to handle it.
Yeah, and you later apologize. You say, that wasn't very professional of me. But that's why it is with all sports. You need to remain very, very professional in all these things. It's no excuse. Even if you don't get a pregame handshake, you obviously ruin their undefeated season. A lot of frustration, but I guess you got to remain very level in these games, Maddox. You think the same?
Yes, I think the same thing.
Yeah.
However, I do want to move forward and just. Overall, congratulations to the UCLA Bruins, their first championship in program history. Congrats. Ryan, kind of what went right for this team, and I guess what's the outlook going forward maybe?
Well, they were just simply the better team. When you blow out a team like that, I think that just shows you how great they were. A lot of people said that UCLA was going to win, Matthew included, and he was right. So I think that just kind of shows that UConn maybe just didn't have as hard a schedule this year, and it might have been why they were able to win so many games. But
that was your point. The entire time going into the tournament was they had not played a ranked team in forever. You were backing this horse for quite some time, and we were all pushing against you.
Everyone was pushing against me, but I got to tell you, this UCLA team is going to struggle next year. They're losing a lot of
and
seniors.
a turnaround.
They're losing a lot of seniors. So it's going to be a rebuilding season going into next season because all of the seniors leaving. But I got to tell you what, 3 of their seniors scored just over 15 points. One of them had 14 points. So it was a dominant game from this UCLA team. And like I said, they're going to struggle next year.
So kind of like in relation to the Kent State men's basketball team, where you're seeing a lot of seniors.
A lot of, seniors, transfers, just a whole bunch of things. But overall, congratulations to the UCLA Bruins on a dominant win over a very good South Carolina
Thank
team.
you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. But we are now going to take the ball from the NCAA to the NBA. We welcome in Gage Wellman, Josh Zaramet, and Trent Branchen to give you the predictions for the 2026 playoffs. Gage, what do you got for us?
Thank you, gentlemen. Welcome, everybody, to the Roundtable. I'm Gage Wellman, and flanking me on my right and left like it's overtime is Trent Branchen and Josh Zaramet. We're going to get into some NBA discussions right now. Every team across the association has just about 4 games left, and we've got a pretty good idea of what the NBA playoffs are going to look like. In front of us are some pretty interesting matchups, such as the Celtics squaring off the 7th seed winner of the play-in tournament, which could be Toronto or Charlotte. And we've also got the Atlanta Hawks staying firm at that 5th seed spot. Who they'll play depends on if either the New York Knicks or the Cleveland Cavaliers, and on a hot note, in which team of those two drops to the 4th seed. And over in the Western Conference, to nobody's surprise, the Oklahoma City Thunder will most likely play as the 1st seed. But right now behind them are Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. This rendition of the Spurs is the best we've seen in nearly 10 years, and they are looking to become the top dog of the West. And unfortunately for the Los Angeles Lakers, they are going through an absolute nightmare right now as both Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic are injured. Well, gentlemen, good to see you. Give me some of your first impressions of what we're going to see in the NBA playoffs by the time we're on air again next week. The next day will be the play-in team. So, what do you guys got?
So, personally, I think we're going to start in the West here because I think you said a little bit about the Spurs. I think it's a little the favorite's a Thunder, obviously, right? It's hard to. They won last year. They have probably the MVP, which we'll get into later. But I do like the Spurs. What do you think, Trent?
I think the Spurs have already beaten the Thunder 3 times already. They're 3-0 against the Thunder. I think they can really give them a run for their money.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Thunder are the reigning champions, but I do want to go over to the East now. Gage, what do you think? Who's winning the East?
Well, the Eastern Conference is a hard discussion, but I'm going to have to go with the Boston Celtics. The Cleveland Cavaliers right now are a very interesting team, but again, Donovan Mitchell said it last night in their close win should have been a lot larger against the Indiana Pacers, who are mostly injured by this point. They're doing too much. They're trying to find their fit, especially after the Harden trade, especially with these Mobley and Allen injuries. I just think Boston is the most experienced. It's the devil I know. You know what I mean? It's the team I trust, and I think Boston will end up winning the Eastern Conference. What do you think, Trent?
Agreed, exactly, because they just got Jason Tatum back, and they've been looking unstoppable. I mean, Jaylen Brown's been killing it all season. Then you get Tatum back. They've been looking unstoppable, really.
Yeah, I mean, for the Cavs, let's be honest, it comes down to injuries, which is what it always has come down to.
Always has been that.
It's come down that for the past 4 or 5 seasons, and I think I do have to go with the Celtics too because I just can't trust the Cavs' injuries. They won't be healthy. I mean, it's not a question of if, they won't be healthy, and that's why I'm taking the Celtics.
Well, Trent, you mentioned Jaylen Brown. That's a guy who's been brought up in the NBA Most Valuable Player discussions. Trent, is that your case, or do you have somebody else in mind for that?
That's not my case. I think it's really got to be Nikola Jokic. I think every single time he steps out on the floor, he is the MVP. He is the best player on both sides of on both teams, always. He's averaging nearly a triple-double. He's going to lead the league in assists and rebounds. He's just that guy, really. When he is on the court, the Nuggets are a much better team than when he is off the court compared to any other team, I think.
Jokic putting up a very impressive stat line, much unlike any we've seen across the near 75, 80-year history of the league. What do you think, Josh?
I think Jokic is a good argument, but I think Shea has been the favorite and will be the favorite. He won last year. I think it's very hard to go away from him with the season he's having. And I do think it is fair to say maybe he will get a little voter fatigue, but Jokic does have a lot of voter fatigue too. So personally, my pick has to be Shea.
One name I brought up in the read, but we haven't been talking about here is Wembanyama. And this is a guy who's, I've heard some people say it's unimpressive for a guy that's 7'6" to get 3 blocks a game. He's still getting them. And then this is a guy who can dribble. Has pretty much done everything we've expected him to. And now the Spurs, this is the best team the Spurs team we've seen since Duncan. And I really do like Wemby's chances, but I'm going to agree with Trent. I think just if Jokic can meet that requirement of games, he's got to be the MVP. So that's one thing I do want to talk about here. The NBA league rule, 65 games to win that MVP. It's got a lot of people heated. Josh, what do you think?
It's knocked a lot of big names out. It's knocked out Luka, Cade, LeBron, all of them. And too, they're all out. Not even just the awards are one thing. There's only a certain amount of awards, but like the first team, the second team, those guys fill out those rosters, and it'll be interesting to see who wins it. But they put it in for a reason, right? They wanted to cut down on these players from sitting out and still winning these awards, but it doesn't do its job properly. You know, you got players who are playing 64 games and they're missing out on these awards. I think it should be knocked down maybe 55, 50 games. What do you think, Trent?
I agree. I think it definitely should be knocked down. I mean, basketball takes a lot out of you. Like, it's a hard game to play 82 games, and so I think, honestly, it should be bumped down to probably 55, 60 games, because Nikola Jokic, I mean, 5 games left, he's like top 5 in the MVP, but if he just misses 2 games,
same with Shea,
then
he's close too.
Then he's kicked out of the MVP race, and I think that's just not how it should go.
Well, the table is unanimous, and I agree as well. We look forward to seeing the outcome of the 2026 NBA playoffs. Thank you both for joining me, and I'm Gage Wellman.
I'm Josh Zermatt.
And I'm Trent Branchin.
Thank you, gentlemen. Rain delay or not, baseball is still played in April, especially in New York at Yankee Stadium, where the Mariners came to town. The details on the series and more next, so don't turn that dial.
And the Texas Rangers have introduced a brand new vessel for one of their concessions. You may be able to wear it. Find out on this episode of SportsCorner.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend, a dog.
Well, we are just about a week and a half into the MLB season, and we've already had an action-packed start, so today we're joined by Lucas Foote as we break down a weekend full of baseball. But we'll start it off in Cleveland, Ohio, Progressive Field. Chicago Cubs coming to town, game 1 of the series. Here's to take you top of the third. Miguel Amaya can hit a fair ball, going to double there, bring home Pete Crow Armstrong. But people call him PCA, his third RBI this year. Going to be 1-0 Cubbies. He is safe at second base. The first run of this game and series. Bottom of the 5th here, Daniel Schneemann on second. Chase DeLauder going to single to left. Schneemann going to end up scoring there, but Arias not so lucky. He will be tagged and called out on the replay here, just not able to get to the base. More inconsistencies for him. But speaking of inconsistencies, there he goes. He just goes deep for a solo homer, his second this year. 2-1 Guardians now, and we're going to take it to the bottom of the 7th. 3-1 count. DeLauder, Chase DeLauder to the second deck, nearly his 4th on the year for the rookie, batting a 3-1, 4-1 Guardians, the final, playing the Royals right now.
In the nation's capital, Dodgers, Washington Nationals, top 3, Shohei Ohtani, dead center, lefty, his second homer of the year. Dodgers up 1-0 in the 3rd, but then in the bottom of the 3rd, Luis Garcia Jr. off of Roki Sasaki, right center field. It's a 2-1 Nationals lead. Bottom 4, Nationals continuing to get to Roki Sasaki. James Wood, what a season he had last season. Starts it off well, going oppo here, 3-run shot. Nationals lead 6-1. Top 6, though, Dodgers start the comeback. Dalton rushing into the bullpen. That one is gone in right field. 6-3 Nationals. Top 8, bases loaded. Santiago Espinal lines it into the left center field gap. This would put the game within 1. Weimer would throw it in, not in time. 6-5. Dodgers would tie it up. And then Ohtani at the plate looking for his second homer of the game. He would drive it deep left center field. It would not have enough, but Espinal would score from third. Dodgers take a 7-6 lead. Then top 9, Teoscar Hernandez gets his first homer of the season to left center. Dodgers score 7 unanswered to sweep the Nationals.
Now heading to the Lone Star State, Texas Rangers welcoming the Cincinnati Reds. This was a defensive masterclass for a while now. Top 4 here, Eugenio Suarez going to find the gap on this one. This would be an RBI single as Elly De La Cruz going to fly around the bases to reach home 1-0 now. We'll go all the way to the bottom of the 7th where Jock Peterson, he's been kind of a mercenary now, kind of bouncing around team for team, but he's still got that pop. Peterson hits the home run here, ties it up 1-1, his first homer of the season. Top 8 now, De La Cruz at bat will find the gap on this hit. This will be another RBI single. Matt McClain just racing his way home. He's in well and safe. The Reds will take this game 2-1. They're getting off to a pretty good start of their season here. Tito, his second season managing the Cincinnati Reds after supposedly retiring for the Guardians. Reds 2-1 over the Texas Rangers on the road.
All right, well, rain delay, no problem. Yankee Stadium where the Miami Marlins visit the Yankees. Yankees already took 2 games. This will be game 3 as we start top of the first. A hot start for the Mariners. Otto Lopez is going to hit the grounder up the middle. He's going to bring home Austin Slater. Lopez near the top of hitting percentage in the team. They're really a big asset for them. 1-0 Marlins now, and they will stay on base there. Bottom of the first, Ben Rice. The Yankees will respond. That ball is just gone. A 3-run homer gives the Yankees a lead 3-1 here now as we head to top of the 8th. Bases loaded. Graham Pauley going to double there to the right, bringing home Jacob Marcy, and Lopez going to give the Marlins that lead 5-4 here as the innings are ticking down, as we're going to stay in the same inning there, and just a little more of a result from the Marlins, just the more offensive firepower. Xavier Edwards this time a grounder, splitting those basemen. Griffin Conine, Pauley going to add 2 more runs for the Marlins there. It'll be a 4-run inning for Miami, making it 7-4. Yankees going to need a spark. Jazz Chisholm Junior going to help out there, smacking this one to left field for the double, gifting the Yankees 2 more runs. Yankees within 1, but will not prevail as J.C. Esquera going to strike out, and that will do it. Marlins win game 3 off to a hot start. Both of these teams are now a lot going on in MLB right now. Week and a half, like I talked about. But let's talk about the local team, the Guardians. You know, they're on a pretty good start so far, 6-4, and mentioned that Jose Ramirez. This will be game 1,620 from Lucas. Your thoughts on the Guardians and Jose and all that jazz?
Starting off with Jose Ramirez, we just saw the Guardians post on all of their social medias, number 11, 1-of-1, game number 1,620, breaking the all-time record in franchise history for most games played. He's been such a great player for them, and he hasn't really helped so much in their surprise 6-4 start, splitting 2-2 versus the Mariners, taking 2 of 3 versus the Dodgers, and this past weekend 2 of 3 versus the Cubs. Those are 3 teams, playoff teams from last season, in the top 8 in World Series percentages in their chances this season. So a really surprising start from a team that people have 3rd or 4th place in the AL Central.
Certainly starting hot and beating teams that are proven teams. You know, seeing a lot more of that this year than last year. Maddox.
Well, I'm actually going to kick it back to Lucas. Yeah. How? Why? Who is performing for this team that has gotten them to this spot? You're saying Jose isn't producing like we're like Guardians fans are used to. Who is producing for this Cleveland team?
First, Country Roads Take Me Home. Chase DeLauder, the West Virginia kid. What a start he's had. 5 home runs so far this season to start his rookie campaign. Made his debut in the majors last year in the playoffs, and that moment did not strike him at all, so he has fit in right into this lineup. And we've seen through these first couple games, Chase DeLauder has been pitched around. Teams want to face Jose Ramirez because Jose has not been off to the start that we've wanted, but also with the Guardians, it's been the great pitching. Starters night after night. Gavin Williams went 7 scoreless versus the Dodgers. Parker Messick 5 scoreless versus the Dodgers. Bybee has had a rocky start. He's been fine though. though Cantillo and Ciccone have also been solid. So starting pitching has been a huge help for them.
Yeah, you mentioned Chase DeLauder. He seems to be a phenomenal rookie for them. But there is one thing that has seemingly held him back through his journey in the minor leagues and has already struck him in the major leagues. That's injuries.
Yep.
Injuries are the word. So I kind of want to shift into that. Early into the season, we've already seen some big names wind up on some IL reports. Lucas, kind of run through who's currently not playing right now.
Yeah, so 3 big ones. We'll start. Juan Soto signed that huge 15-year extension, or excuse me, contract in free agency last year with the Mets. He hit the 10-day IL with a right calf strain about 2 to 3 weeks. Mets, they'll probably be fine. Mike Trout day-to-day with a left-hand contusion. Tests were negative, though, but Mike Trout, 3-time MVP. The past couple years, though, what's been his problem?
Injuries.
Staying on the field. Hit by pitch, unfortunate. Didn't really do it to himself, so hopefully he'll be fine there. And finally, Mookie Betts hitting the 10-day IL for the Dodgers. Right oblique strain, unknown timetable, but reports are that it's better than it sounded at first. But for the Dodgers, back-to-back champs, he just needs to be healthy by October, and they're going to be totally fine. He could sit out the rest of the way, and they're still going to win 95 games.
Yeah, and speaking of the Dodgers, the losing team of the World Series, the Blue Jays.
Yep.
They just got swept by who other than the White Sox?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Everyone's known contender, the Chicago White Sox.
Of course. So what's going on in Chicago, Lucas? What's
just
happening?
a shock out of the South Side in Chicago. Game 1, Alejandro Kirk got hurt. The Blue Jays
Another
catcher.
injury.
He went on the 10-day IL. So their catcher had an error, and the 10th inning crucial error that led to the White Sox walking it off. Then they were just out hitting Game 2. Munetaka Murakami, the rookie from Japan. What a start he's had as well, alongside Chase DeLauder, 3 RBI day. And then they got outpitched. Davis Martin, Game 2, 6 scoreless. And that led to their sweep, and it's not a good look for them either, as starting tonight, they have a series versus the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, Murakami, one of the coolest names in baseball, the Southside Samurai. It's awesome. And this is why expectations matter. Both these teams are 4-5, and yet it feels completely different.
Yeah, but it's April. A lot of things happen in April. A lot of things to expect now. But thank you, Lucas, for joining us. It's always fun talking MLB with you. But intro to what is looking like a very productive season for the MLB, but the Minnesota Wild traveled to Detroit for a battle between 2 quality teams in a 5-4 final as the Wild were victorious. That and more as Puck Talk only gets more interesting.
And coming up, I'll melt down about a team on the ice that has gone ice cold in the win column, and Evan will shine the spotlight on a defensive masterclass on the diamond.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for all.
Well, welcome back. I'm
despite the warmer weather, I'm still feeling icy as the NHL playoff picture is shaping up. I'm Lexi Flatnick, and I'm here to give you the wraparound of the NHL.
That is right, Lexi, and we're going to be starting in Detroit, where the Minnesota Wild took on the Red Wings. Motor City here, 100th year for Hockeytown. Red Wings desperately trying to get into a playoff spot. 1-1 here early in the second period, and Kirill Kaprizov is going to have this puck hit off his kneecap into the back of the net. 2-1 now Wild. They would tack on another to make it 3-1, 7.5 to go in the second period. Brock Faber to Kaprizov again, and once again he finds the back of the net. 4-1 now. Red Wings, though, not going down without a fight. They'd pull all the way back within 1. 5.5 to go. Red Wings need something. Puck going to get tapped up to Alex DeBrincat, who taps it to Patrick Kane, who scores. 4-4 now. Red Wings not dying yet. Power play, though, for the Wild with under 2 minutes to go. And who else but Kaprizov rifling that shot in. 3 goals for him on the night. 43 now on the season, as the Wild are going to take this one 5-4. Matt Boldy on the assist. A tough loss for the Red Wings.
And we're taking you a little east of Detroit to Wells Fargo Center, where the Flyers take on the Bruins. Both teams are looking for a playoff spot here. It's early in the first period. No one scored yet, but Christian Dvorak changes that, going coast to coast, finding the back of the net, getting the Flyers on the board. It's a little bit of a quiet second period, so we're taking you to the third. And a sleuth finds their way in Flyers territory, and Casey Mittelstadt makes it happen. Final score 2-1 Philly.
Now taking you to San Jose. Nashville Predators taking on the Sharks. We're just going to get right into this. Roman Josi going to pass to Philip Forsberg on the power play, and a Predators goal right off rip. They're going to be 1-0 Nashville. So we hit the 10-minute mark in the first. Predators just threatening over and over again. This time Forsberg got it again. 2 goals, 1 assist in the game. A 3-star game for him. This time on the 3rd goal in a row, Steven Stamkos on the snapshot. Forsberg gone nuts in this one. Now San Jose going to need something this time from Nick Leddy. Going to score the first goal for the Sharks. Finally getting on the board, the wrist shot goal. William Eklund there on the assist, making it 3-1. Now second period coming to a close. Macklin Celebrini, another wrist shot goal past defenders there, and that is 3-2 now. And the Sharks are threatening yet again. There it is. Alexander Wenberg, a goal for him. Backhand shot. Dmitry Orlov there with the assist. 3-3 now as we hit the 11:33 mark. Ryan O'Reilly going to score for the Predators. Nashville back ahead, and it's just turmoil from there. They'll win 6-3, taking on the Kings tonight.
Well, Lexi, we talked about this with CO last week. The Vegas Golden Knights moving on from their head coach and hiring John Tortorella. The New York Islanders firing Patrick Roy, hiring Peter DeBoer with 4 games left to go. I'm going to say the same thing I asked CO. Why?
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Why?
Yeah, I mean, so I was wondering the same thing, because I asked my friend who is an Islanders fan, and I'm like, you guys are in a rebuild. What are you doing? You have legends, young players that are going to be legends later on in Matthew Schaefer, right? What are you doing? And they're like, well, we're not in a rebuild. We're in a retooling sort of situation. And I'm like, huh? Okay, huh?
They are, they are hanging around for a wild card spot, so I kind of get it. Maybe you can get some juice, but I just don't really understand it.
It's just not something that's ideal. Does it make Islanders fans happy? I guess
my friend was happy,
but is that the majority of fans, do we think? Like, do we think that most fans are like, oh, okay, just another fill-in guy?
The one singular Islander fan I know.
Yeah. The one, like, the majority seems like it's just a little bit of, they're not, oh, we're not going to, we're retooling for the future with all these young players that you don't know
but
what.
Then just wait till the
coach
offseason. Just wait till the offseason.
Yeah, like why
really
rush it? But when you're in this position.
Islanders battling for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
Even though the playoffs aren't really set, there are a handful of teams that have clinched their playoff spots so far, and we're at the point now where we can really start talking about who's going to win the Stanley Cup. So I have to ask you, Lexi, who do you have taken Lord Stanley home this year?
I have the Dallas Stars. I really like what I've seen from them. They play very cohesively. The team ranks 5th in the league for assists, right under the Canadiens, who are also a favorite. They have depth. They have their starting lineup, but they also have their third liners being able to score those goals, and that's what really wins games.
Yeah, Evan, who do you got?
Yeah, man, I got the Tampa Bay Lightning. You know,
Okay.
they won a few in the 2010s. You know, I like Nikita Kucherov. He's been on a roll. You know, you need to have a playoff goalie, and they have that. And Andrei Vasilevsky, excuse me. You have experience, like Lexi was saying, with the San Jose Sharks. Or Dallas Stars, my apologies. Their experience is my favorite part of their team. You know, their roster depth. 9th consecutive playoff appearance streak, and it's hard to not trust that in this point of the season.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that the back-to-back champion Florida Panthers will not make
at all
the playoffs. So I'm going with the team that won it in 2022. Give me the Colorado Avalanche. They've been the first-place team all year. They have an MVP candidate in Nathan McKinnon. They have Scott Wedgwood behind the pipes, or in between the pipes, who's the best goals allowed average with 2.13 and the best save percentage in the NHL. So they have that lockdown goalie that I think can absolutely get it done. So give me the Avalanche winning this one. It'll be really interesting, though, to see if the Lightning can get back to their dynasty ways, or if it's finally the Stars' year, which feels like it has been for a very long time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, Lexi, for joining us here for Puck Talk, and it's always appreciated. Now, I believe we have one more segment tonight, don't we?
No, you're absolutely right, Evan. The cast of Sports Corner will share their go-to favorite snack when hitting the concession stand, see what they have to say about the menu, and more.
And stay tuned for another episode of Schofield Spotlight, where I'll highlight an outfielder that blew fans away yesterday.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agreed, the scammers are out of control.
Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work, and it's great. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
Hello? Mom, you gotta stop this. I'm in a library, okay? What could happen?
Yeah, stuff happens. 1 in 4 college students end up in the ER. That's why you need Emergency. Everything you need to handle an emergency. Share important info with your family and friends. Feeling unsafe? Help is one tap away with Urgent Alert. Upload your insurance card and your medical consent form so your family can speak to medical staff. Download Emergency now while it's still free, before stuff happens.
Welcome back. It's that time of the week again, and you guessed it, we melt down and then we cool off. Maddox, just like everyone else watching, I'm ready for yet another meltdown.
No, you're absolutely. I'm very excited. We're staying on the ice. My meltdown, this hurts. I am from around the Columbus area, but unfortunately the Columbus Blue Jackets are my recipient of this week's Miller's Meltdown, and here is why. On March 25th, they got to second in the Metropolitan Division with 87 points. March 25th. It is now April 6th, so keep that in mind. Second in the Metropolitan, so not even a wild card spot. You are hosting a playoff series. Now, they have lost 6 straight, and the amount of points they have is 88. So from March 25th to April 6th, they have accrued 1 point, 1 overtime loss. They're now 5th in the wild card. Luckily, it's not all bad news for the Blue Jackets. They are only 2 points back from a wild card spot with 5 games left. The problem is they just have not been able to get the job done. They continue to blow third period leads, which was a problem under the old head coach before hiring Bones. they're a very confusing team. They're dealing with injuries. I believe Damon Severson is out for the rest of the year now. This is a team that built up a lot of momentum, and it seems like they just didn't do it at the right time, unlike last season, where they built up a ton of momentum near the end of the year once they brought Jet Greaves up to play goalie for them. Full season under Greaves has been mildly successful. Still, Jackets, there is time to salvage it and not have this be a complete and utter meltdown, but that is my winner for Miller's Meltdown this week. It's more of a somber one than an angry one. I'm more somber about this one.
Yeah,
Evan?
I don't feel too heated about this
No.
one. This is really nice. Well, welcome back to Schofield Spotlight, where I give my flowers to a player across sports that overcame everyone's expectation. Now I ask you, Maddox, when is the last time you saw an outfielder rob a team of 3 home runs? If your answer is never, then
Which it would be.
Which it would be. Let me tell you a story a little bit about an outfielder named Joe Adell. Last night, Adell was in the right place at the right time, I meant over the weekend, robbing the Mariners of 3 home runs throughout the game. The first catch came against Cal Raleigh when he caught a ball that nearly went above the wall. Just a sensational catch if you watch it back. The second catch was against Josh Naylor, the former Cleveland Guardian there, hitting the ball 368 feet back towards the wall, and Adell avoided a game-tying homer. It was cool, but you know what else was cool, Maddox? His 3rd home run robbery of the night, and my goodness, how crazy was this one? It was a clutch time catch as J.P. Crawford launched a 342 nuke into the air, looking like he was going to play hero for the Mariners. And you know what Adell said? Nope, let me play Superman and fly for this one, fall into the stands, catch the ball, and he did a full backflip into the stands, and wow, it's been a while since I've personally seen that. What a save from Adell, who had admittedly struggled on defense before he was a Golden Glove finalist in 2024. This is believed to be the first time this has ever happened in a game, and now all Angels fans can hope for is that Adell continues to be dominant and can provide the support the Angels will need every game as they try to be a competitor this year. So let's hope he's the luck charm they need moving forward. That's why he is Schofield Spotlight of the Week.
Now we're going to take things over to the Diamond, as over the weekend, the Texas Rangers have revealed a wearable Nacho 9th inning rally sombrero.
Right.
This cosmetic concession features a bucket of nachos as it's crowned and a huge helping of nacho toppings around the brim for easy dipping access. Toppings are wrapped around the brim, providing a variety of options such as cheese, pico, jalapenos, and more.
That's a lot.
Baseball is back, and with that comes the craziest food options. And while the rally sombrero sounds good, my personal go-to at a ballpark, it's simple: a pretzel with some cheese. And with that, we will pick up where the Playbook podcast left off with tonight's discussion by finding out what the best concession item is.
Yeah,
we got the quad box going. All of us, either big ballpark fans, or we attend sporting events, and you get hungry at sporting events. So I do think I want to start with the round table. We got Josh, Gage, Lucas, and Michael there. What's your guys' go-to game day food?
You know, I really appreciate the Playbook podcast.
Thanks for the shout out.
Because we did talk about that this week on the podcast. You guys should all tune in.
Take a listen.
Came out today. Everyone tune in. But personally, I went to opening day this past weekend, right? What did I get? Of course, a hot dog. But I do want to shout out the Slider Dog at Progressive Field. Has some mac and cheese, some fruity pebbles, some bacon on their. Gauge, what do you got?
I'm going to shout out 2 things you can get in helmets, one being the classic helmet nacho and also helmet soft serve ice cream from Perry's.
No Dippin' Dots.
No, Dippin' Dots are nasty.
Actually, no, I agree. I don't know why I'm saying whoa. I agree.
Dippin' Dots are nasty. Why would you get Dippin' Dots if you can just get real ice cream?
It's simple, it's nice, and it just goes down easy.
It's neither of those things. And then helmet nacho is best. Lucas Foot.
Shout out Progressive Field. On the third base side, they have a turkey leg that you can get.
Oh.
It is covered in barbecue and a special Chipotle ranch sauce. One of the best things I've ever had from the ballpark.
Lucas is going to a Renaissance fair when he attends.
I'm going to a Renaissance at Progressive Field.
Michael, what do you got for us?
For me, you know, I kind of like the nacho cheese or whatever, like, you know, dip like the pretzels and like chips into like cheese or whatever. It just tastes really good, you know.
So we're just taking food items, putting them in cheese, and we'll have a good day at the ballpark. We're now going to head to the loneliest corner of the quad.
Hi, Galloway.
Galloway,
Hi.
what do you got for us?
Josh, I'm glad you have seen the light because the slider dog is the best hot dog out there. Progressive Field, it's impeccable. You got bun, dog, mac and cheese, bacon, and Fruit Loops. It's sweet, salty, crunchy. It's the only glizzy I want to eat.
Quite frankly, sounds disgusting. If I'm being completely honest, that sounds
I
absolutely
can't get
disgusting.
behind Fruit Loops on a hot dog.
Dude,
I can't get behind a hot dog.
You don't taste the fruit.
You ever had a peanut butter
Have
and
you
jelly
tried it?
dog?
Have you tried it?
Oh my!
We're not getting into
Yes,
that.
I have.
We're taking it to the other table. We got Matthew, we got Lexi, we got Ryan.
It's not
in
good.
the
The
mac
I promise it's not
and the
good.
crunch. Ooh.
Matthew, start us out. What are you getting at the game?
I appreciate the shout out. Helmet nachos, that's my go-to when I go to the Progressive Field. I had it once and I just can't go back. Some chicken in there, jalapeno salsa, and the chips and cheese. It's just so good.
I'm kind of cheap when I go to the ballpark. I know. I eat beforehand, and then I just like wait the 9 innings. But like if I do get a little hungry, say it's dollar dog night, I'll go with the hot dog. But I do eat it plain, and like people make fun of me for that.
Yeah,
Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan?
But Fruit Loops on a hot dog is okay.
It's nuts. It's
Come on.
Right.
I can't nug it till I try it.
Let Ryan, what do you got?
Thank you.
Fate of the universe on the line. I'm gonna go with the Skyline Cheese Cookie.
Oh, brother, this guy.
Now that's crossing the line.
Cincinnati guy over here.
Wait, have you tried the like
Overrated.
pizza with the hot dog? With
I've
the
not tried that, but I've seen people whip it, and it looks kind of nasty.
Burger.
That just seems like sensory
Burger
overload for me. I may be outing myself, but like, it's like with the slider dog. It's just so much sensory going on.
It's delicious. We got cinnamon chili over here, but the slider dog, oh, that's crossing a line.
Evan, did we get your best item?
No, we did
Evan,
not.
what's your best item?
So PNC Park
you're a
offers
PNC guy.
a lot of best ballpark in America, by the way. Go check it out. Dollar Dog Nights come around every so often. It's hard to pass those up, especially when they're serving them every inning, and you know when you get a few home runs in there. So Dollar Dogs, but I like Dippin' Dots. Josh and I talked about this on the pod. Dippin' Dots in a cup is a child.
That was the two.
It's delicious.
So I lived in Florida at the time. I've been to what's that? The Dome.
Tropicana Field.
That they're starting to play in, and they used to do those helmets all the time, and it was just generational love. Also a pretzel and cheese guy. It's not getting enough love.
But the pretzel is very hit or miss, because if it's like a crunchy, hard pretzel,
Sitting around.
How many hot dogs can you guys eat in one game?
0, because I don't like them.
I put away 5.
Get them out. Get them banned.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I think my record is 10.
10?
Oh, so you could do the 999.
You can do. You're hitting 9 innings.
The dogs are in. The dogs are in.
Please,
are in the. The dogs are in the graveyard outside of Jacobs Field, man. I can eat the dogs, man.
Yeah. No, but what's with the pretzel? Like,
what's with the pretzel? It's good.
A lot of
Pretzels
salt.
are great.
If it's too much salt, it's too much.
Yes.
It's overpowering.
Yeah.
Shout out who? Auntie Anne's?
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to work at Auntie Anne's.
If they put Auntie Anne's in Progressive or in shout out Huntington Park, the Columbus Clippers home ballpark, I'm there every game. I'm there every game buying the like pretzel nuggets.
She's a real person.
She's a real person.
I'm like the simple ones, though.
I'm not like too particular with the cinnamon Auntie Anne's too. I'm always like, I'm always a pretzel guy.
Are we ketchup or mustard?
What?
Ketchup or mustard?
Both.
Mustard.
This guy doesn't like condiments.
I don't like condiments.
So.
Slider.
Can't ask him. If Stone were here, he wouldn't even like nacho cheese because he hates
tried sour
nacho
cream
cheese.
over the weekend.
He tried it the other day.
No. Condiments on the table over there, Ryan, you guys? Any relish fans?
Yeah.
Nope.
Not sweet relish though.
I like ballpark mustard. I feel like that's like, why haven't anyone, the foot's nodding at me.
Well,
Just give me ketchup and onions.
ketchup and onions. All right. Well, thanks all of you for joining us, and thank you for talking about our ballpark foods. That is all the time we have for you today.
For more from us, check out the Kent Stater on all socials and tune into a brand new episode of the Playbook Podcast. I'm Maddox Miller.
And I'm Evan Schofield, saying from the opening play to the final call, Kent Stater Sports Network covers it all. Good night.
PNC Park and home runs, not a sentence usually.
Did you know that children growing up with poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children that grow up with good air quality? And unfortunately, poor communities have poor air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this. Today, the IQ Air Foundation provides filtration technology to schools with poor air quality through our Clean Air for Kids program. Our goal is to help over 50,000 school children every year breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, helping to level the playing field, reduce barriers to learning, reduce sick days, and increase test scores. Mitigating poor air quality is key to environmental justice. Help Clean Air for Kids reach more children at IQAirFoundation.org.
Hey there, I'm Lance Bass, and this is Chip. For more than 100 years, American Humane has been on the front lines protecting animals in times of crisis. From Pearl Harbor to 9/11, the California wildfires, and the coronavirus pandemic, American Humane Rescue has provided life-saving assistance for animals in virtually every major national disaster. If you're anything like me, your pets mean the world to you. And if disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. To prepare for an oncoming disaster, ensure your pet has secure and up-to-date identification. And if you must evacuate, remember to take your disaster preparedness kit with you. To learn more about disaster planning and how to keep your best friends safe, please visit AmericanHumane.org.